welcome back to my channel. I'm Becky, and if you're new here then welcome, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I hope you're having a festive December so far, and this is going to be the perfect craft to do on those weekends when it was really grey and gloomy outside and you just want to stay inside and be cozy. We are going to be doing a DIY Christmas plant pot in today's video. We're going to be just using a terracotta plant pot. We're going to be painting it up, and it's going to make a lovely addition to your Christmas decorations or as a gift for someone this Christmas. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink and let's get on with the video. Okay, so for today's video, you are going to need a terracotta plant pot. You can pick these up in packs from Amazon. I got this from Wilko and it's closing down sale, so it was only about £1, but you can still get them relatively cheap from a range of places. If I can find some similar, I will link them down below. Normally you can buy them in bulk from Amazon or from like the range places like that. You're also going to want some acrylic paints. Depending on how you're going to paint this, obviously just buy those colours. I got some inspiration from Pinterest of how I want to paint this plant pot, and then I've also got my little paint station here. So you're going to want a little container to put some water in to clean your brushes. You're going to want a range of different sized brushes. I just picked these up from the pound shop, so they're quite cheap. A little paint thing, so I've just done some other Christmas painting crafts, and hopefully that video will have gone live before this one, so I'll make sure to link it down below for you. And then also you're just going to want some acrylic paint, so I'm going to want some white, green and brown I think for this. And all I'm going to do is just add it to my little painting palette. That's Woody. He's been very barky today and I have no idea why. I will just give him something. Okay, so you're not going to need to prep or do anything to your plant pot. You can just go straight in with the paint. So that is what we will do. I'll just check that you're in focus and you can see everything, and we'll get straight into it. Okay, so for my plant pot design, I am just going to do a white base, and then I'm hopefully going to just put some little Christmas trees on it, if that can go to plan. Now, I'm not the most artistic person when it comes to precision and decoration, so hopefully it'll work. But in the meantime, I'm just literally going to paint my terracotta pot. I'm going to leave the rim unpainted as a nice bit of contrast, but the rest of it I'm just going to go in with my white acrylic paint and just make sure that I'm getting all the lines going downwards so it has a similar effect, because with acrylic it can be quite thick. And then you're going to end up with just lines everywhere. I'm just going to quickly paint this in. Just add a bit of water to my little tub. I'm just going to water down a bit of the acrylic just to make it a bit easier to paint onto the pot. Now, I would really like some Christmas music on in the background while I'm doing this. Obviously, I don't want to get copyrighted, but you play whatever Christmas music you want to play. What is your favourite Christmas song? I don't know what my favourite is, but I know that I have one that is like iconic and I have to listen to it every year, and that is Louise, Stop the Cavalry, and that just has a lot of nostalgia linked to it for me. I love that song. While I was doing my other painting crafts video, I was actually watching Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, because I feel like that's a must at Christmas time, isn't it? Everyone likes to get cozy on the sofa and put that on with like a hot chocolate. So as you can see, I'm just filling this in, making sure it's all covered. Okay, and then once the base is quite covered, I'm just going to go in with like a bit more precision and just try and get round the rim in a nice straight line. Now, what might help when you're doing this is if you just get a bit of water on your brush, because it'll just thin the paint down a little bit and just make it a little bit easier to kind of paint with and go into the cracks that you want it to go into. And I'm just going to put my brush on and just drag it down. And obviously if you're not doing the same design as me, if you've chosen your own design, just kind of paint it as you see fit, follow the design template that you've got from Pinterest or Google or wherever else you've got your inspiration from. And I'd probably say work with the lighter colours first if you can, because then it avoids any kind of contamination with your brush when you're putting in the darker colours as well. And then once I've got the nice rim, I'll just add a bit more water to my brush and a bit of paint, and I'm just going to follow those lines back down just to try and even it out so I don't have any like drastic paint lines on the pot. I'm also leaving the bottom of the pot open. I'm not going to paint that. Just because if it's going to be on like a countertop or something, you don't want the paint sticking to it and transferring. Now I'm obviously doing this quite quick so I can show you how it's all going to look, but obviously you can take as much or as little time as you want on crafts like this. They're just meant to be a bit of fun for the festive period. Okay, and then once you're happy with your base coat coverage or the design coverage that you're going with, just clean your brushes and then you can kind of move on to the next part. Now I'm hopefully going to add some little stick trees onto here, so that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm just going to clean my water. Then I'm probably going to want quite a thin brush. Now these look more watercolour than actual acrylic, but I just have acrylic paint, so I'm going to work with whatever I've got. So what I will do is just add a bit of water to my paint to make it have a bit more of an easy effect to paint with. Now what I might do is just trial the design on my paper first. Okay, I think I have a generic idea of how I'm going to do this. So let's see if it works. Just going to go in with a bit of green. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards, just because if I'm painting it towards the camera, it might not go to plan. Okay, so that's how my first tree is looking. Quite happy with how that's turned out so far. I'm just going to kind of repeat that. There are some different designs on there, but I feel like if I try a new design now, it might all go wrong. So I'm just going to copy this tree round in different layers and add some like trunks onto it as well, and then I'll show you what that looks like once it's done. Okay, so now that I've added the little trees, and literally all I did for this was have a really fine brush and I just kind of did downwards V's with a flick, and I just kind of filled that in, and like I said, I used quite a bit of water to water down the acrylic paint just so it wasn't as thick when I was painting and it just went into the pattern that I wanted a bit easier. And then I've just got some brown paint now, and I'm just going to add a little bit of it to the paint palette. I'm going to mix in a bit of black because I don't want it a really light brown. I'm just going to add the black until I get the brown colour that I'm wanting. Cool. Now, I have no idea what is going on with Woody today. He is so barky. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a bit of water to my brush again. I'm just going to add on the little tree stumps. Now it doesn't have to be anything spectacular, it doesn't have to be really neat. We're going for quite like a rustic theme. Just literally painting a few lines at the bottom of the trees. Like so. And then I'm just going to go back over with the green just to hide the top of the stump. And that is it, guys. There you have your Christmas homemade DIY, however many things you want to put in front of it, plant pot. I'm really happy with this design. It was a really simple design, but I think it's really effective. And as soon as I put a plant in here, I can either put it on my side, I can gift it to someone, and I just think it's a really lovely custom piece of Christmas decoration that you can add to your house. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, comment down below the Christmas tree emoji, and make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more videos like this. Thank you for all your support so far, and I'll catch you at the next one. Sorry about that, Woody just interrupted the outro, but like I said, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you at the next one. Thanks guys, bye!